your talk as well, there was a lot of discussion about different portrayals of people and how they can, like the positives and negatives of that. But what do you think we can, do you think there's any sort of social change in implications of that? Is there like an activist mind behind it, or is it more, this is a trauma?
Definitely with Shaw.
Yeah,
Shaw was all
yeah.
about social change, like to the point that, like I kind of said, it kind of precluded a lot of the stuff he could have done with characters because he was so determined to make a point above all else.
Right. Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that because in my study I found that just through the dialogue and just some of the action within both plays, it seems that in Shaw's work, it strikes more of a righteous tone. Like he seems to approach these issues of Victorian sexual morality with more of an objective in mind, whereas Wilde simply kind of displayed Victorian society as it was, with no. He did kind of want to, I guess, sort of stir the pot a little bit, and just kind of showing how great high society can be. But I definitely believe that Shaw was more adamant in terms of kind of conveying social justice.
Wilde is often seen, and I think correctly, as the first performance artist. So if he was doing social change, it wasn't by thesis and argument and debate society. It was getting out where the public could see him, having them deal with whatever it was he was saying and doing, and then reformulate their own boundaries. But again, not in a didactic or polemical way. And Coward just wanted butts in the seats and a good time.
For all great teachers, what made you actually choose to go into your specific
Well, for me in particular, I was just fascinated by Wilde. I mean, he was he was just such a presence, and kind of making these outrageous, creating these outrageous characters and these flamboyant personalities. But I just found that it was interesting that they both family. You could say. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Like I said, I just found that he sort of presents these social issues in a way that's just very engaging, and even though he doesn't really, like we said, have this didactic approach in order to present his ideas, I found that it was just really interesting. It's just the way that he was able to depict high society and just sort of these very morally dubious characters. And also just with Shaw, I just was so fascinated by the way he was able to sort of just create these very authoritative female characters, and the way mostly all of his plays, they seem to really dominate whatever domain they inhabit, whether in the domestic or the public sphere, and I just found it was just very interesting.
And like I said, I just kept getting, the more we read Shaw, the more I was like, why is he making these creepy, weird relationships all the time? And I was like, he has to be doing it for some kind of reason. Like, why is he doing it? And especially when we got to Coward, it was such a breath of fresh air to be like, oh, yeah, people can touch each other. That happens in plays. So it was like, I kind of wanted to just find out what was going on with Shaw that he felt like the characters had to interact in this way, and why Coward didn't feel that way. And so that's kind of why my paper kind of stumbled through different reasons, possible reasons for why they were so different. And like I said, it was largely the creep out factor that I was like, what? So yeah.
And I touched on it briefly, but I think for